Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rebecca and I wrote a book. You would already know that if you've been following along with my social media or with any of my videos. It's not like I've been quiet or shy about it at all. Pretty public knowledge. But today I am here to finally share the cover and the publication date. So first things first, we will be publishing Elysian on May 4th. That's right. You heard it right. It's in 4 months. May 4th. Mark your calendars, put it up on the wall, share it with the world. And next, I want to finally reveal the cover for Elysian because I've been keeping it under wraps for the longest time. I haven't been allowed to share any of it. It's been up on my personal website for a while. It's not actually published yet. It's just been waiting for me to click send. It's been there. It's been there sitting and waiting, and I'm super excited to finally be able to put it up. So this is what it looks like right here. This is the beautiful cover for Elysian. I worked with an extraordinary artist, Tess Kane, to make this come to life. Just to give a little background, a little bit of the process of how it was to actually make a book cover, I'm going to take you step by step through how that actually happened. So I don't want to give too much plot or too much story away, but in the book, one of our main characters happens to have the dagger that you see here in the cover. And in one of the pages, we get the description for this dagger. But when I was writing the book, I was having a pretty tough time describing what it was supposed to look like without having a visual. And I ended up taking an entire day just to draw it myself. I ended up pretty much designing my own cover. At the time, it was just a guide for me to be able to write. But I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's come a long way, I gotta say. We went through an entire process. So this, and I have it in a notebook, obviously, but this was there it is, the original mock-up of this one dagger. As you can see, it's not very professional looking. It was supposed to be mine and mine alone. The blade and the handle aren't even lined up, so that's pretty embarrassing. I can't draw, apparently. And you can even see how I have like notes on the different materials that were used, the sizes that it's supposed to be and everything. So this was pretty much for me. It was what I was using to remember what this was supposed to look like when I described it and talked about it multiple times over in the book. But when I actually signed the contract for Elysian, when I signed the book deal, I started thinking like, wow, this is real. Like, this is really going to happen. It's not a pipe dream anymore. I have to start thinking about what I actually want things like the cover to look like. I'm going to have a cover. That was unbelievable, insane, incredible. And what I did from that was start thinking, well, you know what? I have this beautiful dagger that I actually really like, and I don't know any other better way to show what it's supposed to look like. You know, even with words, I feel like words are not enough when you're trying to picture something like clothes or something like a dagger, and you want to transmit the message accurately. What I ended up doing was tracing this picture of the original dagger into just a black and white image, which I also have here. I started thinking, like, what do I want a background to look like? What do I want the font to look like? All that fun stuff. And you're gonna have to excuse me, but this paper's gone through a lot of love. So that's when I came up with this. And I do have a virtual, I'm pretty sure I have a picture version before the paper got all dirty, but this is what the original paper was like. And you can see I have the title there. Not a lot has changed actually from this, and I'm very happy about that, and that's why I'm super happy to be working with the publishing company that I am, because I've been able to participate in every single step and make all the big decisions, and it's you know, this is my book all the way. Anything that I wanted, I could have asked for, and that's just, you really don't, like, you can't ask for anything else as an author. So that's what the second, or let's say the first original mock-up of Elysian looks like. Here's the virtual version if I can find that. This image is what I sent to my artist, to Tess. But then I started thinking, you know, that is not enough. I feel that this image that I have drawn doesn't, you know, accurately represent what I want. as far as, you know, the background, what's supposed to be behind the dagger, what's supposed to be accompanying the dagger, because after I started looking at it, I was like, it's too simple. I don't know if you can tell, but in this picture, in this original picture, I have the dagger with a falling feather, and that's pretty much it. So I needed something in the back. If I put it in a completely if I put it in a completely black background, it was gonna look too empty. If I put a bunch of you know, other designs back there, it was gonna look too heavy, too full, too much, you know, too tacky. So I was pretty much freaking out over what that was gonna end up looking, and that is when I went into, not Photoshop because I don't have Photoshop, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this name, Photoscape X, which is an app that I got off of the Mac App Store. I actually really like this app. I use it for everything, but it came in very handy to make this. And what this is basically the dagger. I'm looking at it down here while I explain what's up there, by the way. What this is just my erasing everything. Like, I took a picture of the drawing, I erased everything around it, and I stuck the dagger and the title on top of a Google background of what I believe was smoke. And I stuck my name on there, I stuck the feather on there, but this is basically just like a Google background. That's what it is. But it was, you know, the original idea of like, I wanted it to look a little bit darkish, a little bit smoky. And frankly, now that I look at it in comparison to what we ended up with, I don't like it at all. I feel Tess did a wonderful job, and I'm so happy. But yeah, this was the second version, I guess, of my mock-up. It was out of my hands for quite a while, which was also pretty nerve-wracking because you know, you never know what's happening, you don't know what's going on, you don't know how long it's gonna take, and all that is super exciting. Wanting to see it is just one of the best feelings in the world. I can barely describe it, and I'm supposed to be good with words. But one of the first images that Tess sent me was this one up here right now. That's just the first outline. And here is where I started being able to give some more input. You know, I feel like the blade has to have that, I want to call it a singe near the bottom of the blade. It's supposed to be in like these proportions. The handle's supposed to be a little bit longer, you know, all that stuff. Just making slight changes. And you'll see here, for example, that in the rain guard, there's no text. You will see text if you pay attention to the final copy of it. And so we started tweaking things around a little bit. I started giving her a little bit of direction, and we moved on, and we got this next image, this next dagger right here. Now on this one, you can see that the handle is a little bit longer, a little bit less chubby. The shape of the blade is slightly different. There's more of an edge to the double moon. And this is actually the last sketch of the dagger before we started putting color and before we started actually making a cover. The next thing that we got was this next drawing up here where you can start seeing the dagger with a little bit of color. We have some gold going on. The blade is drawn, but it isn't filled in yet. And we started playing with the idea of having the purple feather going on in the background instead of having a feather falling in a flat black surface. And we completely nixed my idea of smoke. Realized it wasn't going to work. Tess was also starting to play around with the title, so we kept my font in these first drafts. Here you can see that, well, first of all, it's not done. The L is not connected to the E, so this is a very early rough draft, just playing around with the ideas. Tess kept working on that, and one of the almost finished versions that she sent me is right here, where you can see the dagger's done, we have color, we have the background, we have my name on there already. But honestly, I was not completely sold on how the dagger was looking at this point, because it felt like it was too cartoony to me, a little bit too Disney looking, too fantastical, and not enough like a picture, like a screen, like a, you know, I took a camera and I took a picture, it looked more like a drawing. And so that's something that I talked to her and I was like, what can we do to make it look a little bit more realistic? One of the things that we did, obviously, was change the shade of gold slightly, add more shading. add more shine to the blade. And then we started talking about, instead of having the dagger be right on top of the background, why not have it interact a little so that it looked not so pasted on top, but more like there's something going on around it, something a little bit more mystical. And that is where we got rid of the glitter effect on the feather, and we started going for more of the glow. A glow that seemed to radiate from the dagger, but also from the background, so it looked like it was interacting, that it was mixing in and not plastered on top. We also changed the style of the font so that it wasn't so 3D, but it was more cohesive, I feel, with the rest of the cover. In the end, again, here it is again. In the end, we came up with this, and I love it. I'm in love with my cover. I can't wait to put it up on my shelf. I'm gonna have a book with my name on it on my shelf. That is insane. But yeah, that's basically all I can share right now. As far, we have a cover, we have a release date. It's May 4th. The book is coming on May 4th. May 4th. May 4th. I don't know how much clearer I can make that, but it's coming on May 4th. Mark your calendars. Put your alarms on your phones, on your computers. Tell your friends. Tell the world. Tweet about it. I don't know. What else can you do? Post about it on Facebook. Scream it out to the world. I don't know, but May 4th. That is our date. We actually have pre-orders coming out in the next week, I believe. That's what we're going for, is pre-orders coming out next week. Official publishing date would be May 4th. But pre-orders help a book an extreme amount. Pre-orders are essential. So as soon as we have pre-orders up, the links will all be down below. There will also be news on my official website, on my Twitter, on my Facebook, everything that has my name on it will have the links to pre-order Elysian. You'll be able to get it on Amazon. You'll be able to get it on the Barnes&Noble website for pre-order. Pre-order. That is the most important part right now.
Hey guys, this is Rebecca from the future, just to let you know that yes, Elysian is up for pre-order right now. The links are down below, as well as links for Elysian merch. We have mugs, travel mugs, tote bags, shirts, hoodies, phone cases, and honestly everything is beautiful, so go check it out if you are interested in that as well.
So go pre-order Elysian, mark your calendars for May 4th, and if you pre-order it, it will be on your doorstep on May 4th. So without any further ado, I'm going to end this video here. Have a great day, and you can follow me on all social medias. It is at The Rebecca Queen everywhere. That is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My website links will be up as soon as this video is up as well, so visit my website and pre-order my debut novel, Elysian. Thank you, and fingers crossed that you like it.